Hello, fellow God gamers. It's me, the dude in the video. Today we will be talking about my top 5 reasons why now is the best time to start playing TFT if you're a new player, and if you're a returning player like me, like an old buck over here. Now is the best time to jump back in again, and I'll be hitting TFT hard again for these 5 reasons. And you know something I just noticed? I'm wearing the same shirt. I'm wearing the same shirt already here, but whatever. We're good. This is some gameplay of me playing my single game that I was let into the PBE. My account has been locked out, but that'll be fixed soon on Monday. But anyways, so the top 5 reasons you should start playing TFT. The TFT staff has increased. You may have heard Mortdog talk about, if you've been paying attention, that they have been hiring a lot over the past 2 years, and that now is the new era of TFT, and a big part of that is because their staff increases over the past 2 years. Riot has really, over the past 2 years, seen TFT as a mainstay game. When TFT was first announced, it was just like a party casual game that they didn't think would really take off, but now we're here. And so this is the first set that we've had, they essentially tripled their staff. And this is the first set we are reaping the benefits of all those hires and all the investment that Riot has been putting in for the past 2 years. That's why you see so much big changes and so much more support for the game going into set 9. My next reason is the nostalgia factor. And nostalgia is very powerful. As much as you might try to fight nostalgia, it's very powerful. And what I mean by that, TFT is using the base skins. So if you played League of Legends, if you played old TFT like set 1, if you play Legends of Runeterra, or if you keep up with the League lore at all, then this set is super cool for you. There's something that's so visually pleasing to me that all the characters are using their base skins, and that their unique character identity from the lore is preserved, which is not going to be in all sets. It's just for this set because we're in Runeterra Reforged, because we're starting that new era. But I think it's just really cool. And so if you've played any of those other games, it's also gonna be a lot easier for you to pick up this game, because for example, you see Renekton is Shuriman, because in the lore he's Shuriman, and if you pay attention to that at all, then you would know that he's also a desert man. So all the desert characters are Shurima. All the characters have kind of deserty design. So it's pretty easy to kind of pick up all that good stuff, and pretty easy to understand. And I think it's just really cool if you're a long time Riot Games fan. I think it's cool. The next thing is TFT esports investment. Now, I know this might not appeal to a lot of you. Some people don't really care about esports. I get that. I love esports. And I gotta be honest, I love TFT, but it's been pretty hard for me to follow the TFT esports and I've actually played in tier 1 tournaments as well myself in the past. But personally, it's been kind of hard to follow it because you could just see the investment isn't there from Riot. And just the shows aren't that spectacular. And then Worlds, I would have loved to watch Worlds recently, but it played at 5 a.m. It's just what it is. If you're an NA fan, World Championships are always going to be terrible times. And I'm a big esports fan. I watch League esports. I watch the TI every year if I can. But this year, I'm gonna watch a lot more TFT esports or try to compete in them. We'll see. Because Riot is investing a lot into the game. So like I just said a second ago, Riot has really started to see this as a legitimate product. And let me just show you this article over here. So this article over here, TFT Global LAN event, December 8th through the 10th. I'm not going to go through all the details here, but essentially there'll be 512 spots available. It's kind of a first come first, or not. It's not first come first serve, but you can pay to play in this. But priority is given to high elo players, and it's a global event. So this is a big deal. This is a big deal. We're doing a big event for TFT, and Riot has really said they're convinced now that TFT is a legitimate competitive game that deserves investment, and they're gonna be doing that stuff. So it's just so cool that we're doing this here. The next thing I want to talk about is before we move on. All 4 major regions have won Worlds. So Korea, or EU, Korea, China, in that order. And then North America, we just won the World Championship. We actually have the highest average placement at all Worlds combined, by the way. We're actually the best region. Pretty cool. That never happens, guys. North America is never good at esports. But what's really cool about that is all 4 major regions are competitive. And it's not just the major regions. A lot of the minor regions like Oceania, a bunch of different regions. Sorry, I'm just LATAM, all the regions. I'm not trying to leave anybody out. It's hard to say all the regions off rip, but all the regions are pretty competitive. At the last Worlds, we had there were 8 spots in the final lobby, and the only region that had two people from the same region was North America. Of course, we won the World Championship, of course, but that did happen. It definitely happened, and we're the best region in the world. That's very cool. Very, very, very cool. We are the best region. Anyways, but the cool thing about that is that, you know, you can't say that about a lot of other esports titles. And as much as some of you may not care about esports or anything like that, that actually does matter. That the game, that you feel like a player in your region can actually win, and you're playing against strong players in your region, and every region can actually feel like that because they have a chance at the World Championship and they've been performing pretty well. Next thing we're going to talk about is the TFT Legends, and I would just show you this in my client. That'd be a lot easier to show you, but again, all 4 of my accounts are not able to log into the PBE due to the queue bug. Some people can log in, some people can't. They're gonna fix it tomorrow, and I'll be able to play. I've only gotten to play 1 game, and I'm already this hyped still. So what I want to talk about is the TFT Legends and unique play style. So I know some people are not super hot on Legends, but let me explain why I think this is going to be amazing for the game, for casuals, and for, you know, and for sweats like myself. You know, it's going to be great, or it has the potential to be great. So something TFT I think is sorely lacking is like unique personalization in the game. Like, you feel like you can carve your own path in the game. If you've played TFT at any type of serious level over the past 2 years, TFT has been so meta-gamed. It has been so unbelievably meta-gamed that, and if you play in high UO, what I mean by high UO, if you play in Grandmaster Plus, or if you have aspirations to play in Grandmaster Plus, you will have to play the meta. It's just what it is. Like, it is just what it is. It's very hard to have your own like unique play style. The game is so balance dependent. It's so patch dependent. It is so patch dependent. Now, there are exceptions and there are outliers in every patch, of course, but the game is largely so meta gamed. It didn't used to be. It's not like the game has gotten worse or anything like that. It's just people have gotten better at TFT. It's became so meta gamed. But TFT has really thrown a huge wrench into everything with all the new stuff they added to make the game feel super dynamic, super personalized, and to make each game feel very different from the last. And that is with the Legends and the portals and all that good stuff we added. So for casuals, I think Legends, where you get to choose your own playstyle, where you're guaranteed to get certain augments offered. You know, you only get one, you know, of your 3 augment choices, one of them are guaranteed to be whatever you chose for your Legend on each augment round, which I think is so cool. You don't have to take it, but you can get into that playstyle. For example, I'm a very aggressive player. I don't like to play how, like, you know, some of the people you think is the most popular TFT players in North America. You know, people like Soju, people like Milk, people who play what they think is like the most optimized way. They're trying to build the strongest in-game board they can, and to do that, most of the time they'll sack. I'm generalizing. They're very good at all play styles. Those players are, but if you want to play that play style, you can take one of the dudes and you can play that play style. But for a player like me, I like to play very aggressive. I like to be very strong. And so, for example, I'll probably be playing a lot of Ezreal, where you get a lot of item components early on in the game. I really like extra item components. I like slamming my items and playing as flexible as possible, building strong boards for every stage. That's how I've always liked to play. And now it feels like I can actually play that play style and like really refine that play style instead of trying to play whatever is the standard meta game every patch. Obviously, this is going to be balanced dependent, but for casuals, I think this makes the game super dynamic and personalized to the player. So if you're not trying to sweat up to Grandmaster or Challenger, you can really, and I mean, it really doesn't matter what balance is. You can really define your own playstyle around your Legend or a few Legends. You can really personalize that to yourself, and I think that is so cool for the game. And for sweats like myself, this will of course be metagamed at first. For sure, this is going to be metagamed, and it's going to get really overblown that one of the Legends is way stronger than one of the other Legends. This is how it always happens, guys. If you've played any competitive game long enough, this is what happens. Something gets metagamed, and whether or not that is the only way to play or not, that's what people will think. And that's for sure going to happen. But when balance becomes decent, which it usually does with TFT after the first month or so of a new set, and definitely now we're doing longer sets, I believe. We're not doing mid sets anymore. So we will retain some better balance later on to the set. So once the balance becomes decent, we will also see the huge benefits of having our unique playstyles. So as I said, it's going to be metagamed. You know, maybe Bard and Caitlyn are like the really only way to play when the like in high elo whenever the set releases. But once there's any semblance of decent balance, we will start, and the high elo players will really start to reap the benefits of the uniqueness of playing around legends and the playstyles. Yeah, and for real, it's just TFT over the past few years has become such a stale meta game for me. That's why I've really taken a break. The game became largely to me just, did you read the patch notes in high elo? Did you read the patch notes and have you gotten your reps in? There was not, to me, the game has not really felt very like you can explore a lot of things. It just really, it's, did you read the patch notes? Have you played enough games? Did you open up meta TFT and look at the stats for augments? That is really how the game has kind of developed for me, and that's why I haven't been fun. And I think Legends and Portals and all that stuff adds a very unique layer into the game. So let's go back to some gameplay here. Pull up my notes again. So lastly, the last thing I'm gonna talk about, this game just feels so fresh. I know we just already talked about it, but it just feels so fresh and fun. With Portals, Legends, so many new augments. They reworked, not reworked, but they got rid of 80% of the base augments, you know, things like Celestial Blessing, that sort of thing, like the base augments that you can use in any build. They got rid of like 80% of them. They've replaced them. And so the game is just so fresh and fun with Portals, Legends. It really feels like every game is choose your own adventure. And man, I am just so excited to play. And I think now is the best time to play TFT. I will, if you guys don't know me, maybe, I bet a lot of you guys watching this video don't know me. I had a little bit of clout in this space a year ago on YouTube, especially whenever I was a competitive player and educational TFT player. But if any of you guys do know me and are around and are interested in my plans, I'll be talking about that soon. I want to actually get a chance to play. I haven't even gotten a chance to play. I've just been watching, and I played one game. This is the only game that I played, is the one you're watching here. And so if you're interested in what I got planned and how I'm going to engage with the set, I got some stuff cooking. I don't want to make any announcements yet because I haven't played the game yet, but just stay tuned. We're planning to hit TFT really hard again and maybe do something special that we haven't done before. Gonna be very different than if you guys have followed me for a long time. Gonna be a little bit different than it was before. I'm not really going to be focusing on being a hardcore educational YouTuber, although I will do a lot of guides and that sort of stuff. But maybe I'll be a competitive player this year. Maybe I'll go for a particular rank. Maybe I'll go for a particular LP that I have never hit before. Maybe. We haven't decided. Stay tuned if you're interested in that. I'm really excited to get back in. But that's all I got for you guys. Play TFT. #ad. Appreciate you guys.